Hello and welcome back to ECS Coffee. My name is Rebecca and today we are going to be having a first look at the ECM Classika with PID. So the ECM is a new line, it's not a new line of espresso machines, but we are carrying the ECM espresso machines now and we are so excited. I get super jazzed about these types of machines, so as you can probably see, I'm cheesing from ear to ear to go over the Classika with PID with you guys. We have had this unit as a demo for a couple of days now and it's been getting a lot of use. I'm super impressed with the quality of all of the machines and the espresso it's putting out, its capabilities, and just all around goodness. So let's get into it with the Classika with PID from ECM. So this is a single boiler dual use machine, meaning you cannot brew and steam at the same time, but you do have those capabilities. It does not have a designated hot water spout. You would be getting the hot water from your steaming wand here. The portafilter is a 58mm portafilter, and this is an E61 group head with a 3-way solenoid valve, so you are able to back flush this machine. That was a lot of information I just threw at you. If you aren't sure what any of those things mean, we're going to go through each of those more in the video, because if you didn't know what it means, your eyes might be glazing over right now. So I want to go through what this machine came with in the box. When we took it out of the box, it came with everything you need to get started except for a steaming jug. So you do have your gorgeous 58mm portafilter. It has a really great weight to it. It is a dual spout one. So you've got 2 spouts on the back for your espresso. And it lays flat on the countertop as well, which is awesome for tamping. It just makes tamping so much easier. Came with a nice group head cleaner. I love it when companies put these little guys in their machines because these types of brushes are so beneficial for cleaning out the groove in your group head, because you get like coffee grinds stuck up there. It gets kind of gross. The portafilter came with the double shot basket in it when we pulled it out of the box, but you also get a single shot basket as well as a blind basket for your back flushing cycle or your cleaning cycle. So a little bit on that, a back flushing cycle you'll want to do weekly or bi-weekly on this machine, depending on how often you use it. ECM does have their own back flushing tablets, but you can also use Cafiza tablets at home. So that detergent is going to be cleaning out the group head here, removing any residual coffee oils or coffee grinds, and maintaining your perfect brew. So it's it's a preventative maintenance. All of these kinds of things are. So do that once or twice a week if you're looking at this machine. Ooh. You did get a tamper with the machine as well. Jack said, oh, that's kind of a crappy tamper, but in all seriousness, this tamper is a lot better than some of the other tampers you get in some other machines that are comparable to this one. Sometimes they come with just like the plastic tamper that has the scoop on the other side. You know the ones I'm talking about. So this tamper is a great upgrade from those types of tampers, although you will want to probably upgrade your tamper at some point, if not right away. It does the job, but it's not got a lot of weight to it, and there are better tampers out there. But this is a good tamper to come with your machine to start to get you going. That's what came in the box. Of course, the machine came in the box. The user manual came in the box as well. Didn't see any sort of cleaning supplies with this machine, so just be aware of that when you're purchasing. If you're looking at purchasing this machine, you might want to get some cleaning supplies to go along with it. This unit has a little cup warmer on top. It's a passively heated cup warmer, so as your machine is, like ours is warm right now, we've had it on all morning though. This is very warm, so this cup warmer will passively heat as you keep it on. You can keep your mugs up there to keep them nice and warm, which I should have done. I should have put some mugs up there. If you take the cup warmer off, you're gonna have access to the water tank on the back. One of the things I was really impressed with when we brought in the ECM line was the size of their water tanks. This one is a 2.8 liter. They're all kind of hovering around the 3 liter mark, which is amazing for an espresso machine. you're usually getting like a 2-liter reservoir when you have a espresso machine. Like, yeah, I'm really, really impressed. Consistently throughout the lineup, they all had really large water reservoirs, which if you have an espresso machine at home, you know how awesome that is. Okay, you've got that sits so nicely. I love that. You have little rails here as well, so that when your machine is on, your machine's gonna vibrate a little bit so your mugs don't fall off. You've got the little railing, very, very nice. This group head will be very, very hot, so you just wanna be careful when you are using the machine to not touch that, because it does get hot. The steaming wand here is fully articulated. It's got a really nice range of motion. It is an insulated steaming wand, so it doesn't get super, super hot to the touch, but it does get warm. So they've added on this little rubber knob here so you can safely, even more safely, maneuver your steaming wand, which is fantastic. This machine has a couple different controls here. So you've got your pressure gauge here, so you'll see that level, that needle rise and fall throughout your brewing process. Right now it's just kind of hovering around 9 bars. Our machine is off, so that's normal. Down here we've got our PID display, shot timer, and you can also do some controls in there as well. So you can adjust the level of your PID or your temperature of the overall machine. So if you wanted a stronger or, sorry, not stronger, a higher temperature or a lower temperature, you can adjust that in the settings there. And you also have this is how you also access all of your cleaning functions, so you can enter into your cleaning mode there. And the shot timer, when you're pouring, you'll see it, but it counts your shot in seconds, which I thought was a really, really great way to utilize this small space instead of just having it be for programming your PID. That extra little thoughtfulness was very, very, it's appreciated. Yeah, so I'm gonna get brewing on this machine now. We have been kind of playing around with it, so it might be dialed in, it might not. So I kind of want to get going. Since this is a single boiler, I'm going to do one function at a time. Personally, I like to brew my coffee first and then steam my milk, but you can do it either way. Just know that since this is a single boiler, you will have to refill the boiler a little bit after steaming your milk. So to make that quick change, you will have to let out some water from the steaming wand, but I'm gonna show you all of that process while we're going through it. So let's get into it. Let's dial in the espresso. I'm using the Burrata Encore ESP grinder today because I love it and I like using it as much as possible. So we're gonna weigh out our beans, grind them, and then pour them into the portafilter. I'm pretty sure that we're pretty dialed in right now, so hopefully it is still the same since we moved the machine, because you know those things can change quickly. All right, so I got my little Bodum scale here, and I'm going to weigh out, we did 18 grams last time and the shot poured pretty well. I'm going to do 17.8 this time because I did think it was pouring a little bit slowly. Oh, too many. Might have to stick with 17.5. That's fine. So I've weighed out my coffee beans into my little dosing cup. Now I'm gonna throw this into my hopper. And I could choose to dose right into my portafilter, but I like dosing into the cup and tipping it over, so I'm going to do that. So I'll place that on there and start grinding. And just grind the whole thing because I already weighed it out. Go. Great. This grinder is really great for retention of the grinds in that it doesn't retain many grinds in the burrs, so I love that. Flip it over. So with a machine like this, having a scale is very, very, very beneficial to your extraction. This Bodum scale, I think it retails for around 50 bucks Canadian, and we've been using it for a couple of days now, and I am pretty impressed with, one, the accuracy of it, but two, it just makes the process so much easier. So just know that it's worth it to get a scale with a machine of this level, but you don't have to sink a couple $100 into it. You can just use like a kitchen scale or use like this Bodum scale this one actually has a seconds timer, so you can time your shot while weighing it. So pretty cool. It's like the cheaper version of the Pearl. So where is my tamper? Okay, so I've got my like standard tamper that it comes with, but I'm gonna use this weighted tamper from ECM, which is awesome. So stick that on. Let's see. And adjust this a bit, try to lower it a little bit. There we go. That seems better. Okay, let's see how she rolls. Put this up. So our brew unit or our brew group here is pretty tight because it's a new machine. That'll be the same for you at home. As you use your machine, the gasket will loosen, the portafilter will move over even more. Ours is really tight right now, and I'm not going to force it any further than it's going because that would not be good. But just know at home, when you get a machine like this, or really any espresso machine, and you're putting the portafilter up into the brew head, it will be tight and it'll loosen over time. I'm gonna grab a little espresso mug and we'll pour my espresso. Oh, this one is so cute. Okay, so this machine here has a lever system on the side for pulling up our espresso shot. So I'm going to pull my lever up, and then we're gonna watch the shot clock timer here. Okay. So the pressure is a little high, it's around 10 for pouring. My espresso started pouring around the time that I would like it to, so I'm pretty satisfied with this shot. The color looks good, the crema looks good. It's pouring at a reasonable rate as well. And now we're at about 30 seconds, so I'm gonna shut that off and stop pouring my espresso. But that looks beautiful. So this is our Great Scott Espresso, a Robusta blend that we roast here in Burlington on our Bellwether roaster. It smells really nice. It has some darker notes to it, so it pairs really, really nicely with milk for like a latte or cappuccino. Move my scale and everything out of the way. And I'm gonna steam some milk now. So steaming milk on this machine, this is a very powerful steaming wand. And if you're new to steaming milk, it might be a little intimidating at first, but just know practice makes perfect. The benefits of having a more powerful steaming wand though are you can get better milk. It just is a little scary when you start doing it because you don't realize how powerful it is until you're actually using it. So on this machine, we are just coming back up to temperature after brewing. This machine, like I said, it does have PID, but it is a single boiler, so you will see that temperature fluctuate when you're pouring a shot, and you will see it fluctuate again once we go into our steaming mode. So I'm going to flip this on, flip my steaming knob up, and now it's going to start heating for my milk. So you're going to see this temperature rising, and we're at 108, 110. We want to get up until we're around the 123, 124 mark. So whenever the temperature will stop going up, once it reaches the temperature it needs to. So we'll just wait for that to happen. Takes usually around 40 seconds to a minute, so not a super long time. That's one of the reasons people like to steam their milk and then pour their espresso shot, because you are waiting now 40 minutes, not 40 minutes, that would be excessively long. You are waiting approximately like almost a minute for your temperature to get there, but then you're also waiting another like minute or so to steam your milk. So your espresso shot might expire a little bit, which is why people like to steam their milk first. So we are at 123 for temperature, so I am going to steam my milk now. I'm gonna let out a little bit of steam, purge, and turn it back. Okay. And here we go. so freaking powerful and fast. That's insane. All right, I'm turning this off now. It's already hot. That's amazing. And that, my friends, is like perfect milk. That's beautiful. Amazing. Okay, I'm gonna grab a larger mug so I can pour my espresso shot into it and then pour my milk into it. Okay, so espresso shot in. Yeah, I lose a little bit of that crema, but luckily this guy had the Robusta in it, which gives us a really, really thick crema. I am crazy impressed with this milk. There we go. No latte art today, but that is fine. That is, I always move the mug whenever Jack's trying to get a nice shot of my latte or cappuccino, so. Yeah. That's so good. Oh my gosh, amazing. Okay, so now purging the steaming wand after you have steamed your milk. You're going to want to let water run through that steam wand. So we are going to grab an empty container and put water into that. This is also how you would get water for an Americano. So if you were making an Americano at home, you would get water the same way I'm doing it now, and then either pour your espresso shot over top or pour the water over top of your espresso shot. I'm going to flip up my P, which is going to turn on my pump. I'm going to stick the steam wand into a jug and I'm going to open the valve. See all that excess steam? That was all in the boiler. That's what you're getting rid of. You see our temperature is starting to come down. And now it's just water, no steam. It's steaming because it's hot, but not steam like before. So I can turn it off and turn my pump off. And we're good. Now we'll wait for it to just come back up to temperature once it reaches 93, the 92, 93, 94 mark on this machine in Celsius, not Fahrenheit. And then we know that we are good. You can alternate on this machine as well between Celsius and Fahrenheit. Since we are in Canada here, we are using Celsius. So yeah, I am really, really loving this machine. The price point on it is pretty good. You're around 2,200 bucks Canadian for your single boiler dual use with PID. So this is a nice in-between between other machines that are kind of, that look similar to this, have the same steaming power and same shot pouring capabilities, which would be like the Mara X in Lilith, the Apartmento in Rocket, and we haven't done a video on it yet, but the Mechanica Slim with PID from ECM. So all of those machines are at a higher price point, have a heat exchange boiler as opposed to this one's single boiler, but the Apartmento does not have PID, so kind of kicks that one out. PID is important to me. And this is around 2,200 bucks, whereas the other guys are hovering closer to 3 grand. So you save quite a bit of money with just getting rid of you can't brew and steam at the same time. And I'm totally satisfied with the quality of beverage that I put out. And especially myself, personally, being mostly an Americano or just espresso drinker, this is one that I would totally take home. It pairs pretty well with the Encore ESP, though I have noticed that with this specific machine, we are a little higher in my grind size range. So we're at kind of the coarsest, almost the coarsest we can get within the espresso range. I would rather pair it with either an ECM grinder, because we do carry their 54 manual, don't know if I'm saying that right, and the 64, I believe it's the Mechanica, or the automatic 64. Which come in some really, really great colors. I'm very excited to use those grinders. We haven't used them yet. So either the ECM grinders would be good with this one, or if you did the Baratza Satés, the 30 or 270 would be awesome. Of course, you can go up into the Vario if you wish, but to keep it kind of relatively price conscious, because this is, for the quality of machine that this is a pretty good price conscious machine at 2,200 bucks for the quality of materials used. It's made in Italy. Really, really loving it. It's small, it's really compact, so you live in a condo or you have a smaller kitchen, it'll fit really great on your counter. So the Sete 30 is a really great price and would pair great with this machine. So I am loving this. I'm so excited to use the rest of the ECM machines as well as we slowly start to turn them on and get them going. So stay tuned for plenty of more videos on those machines. We are stoked to have them. And yeah, if you have any questions or comments, just leave them on down below and hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with us. Make sure you follow us on all of our social media channels, and I'll see you next time, guys.